Ever wondered why some people seem unbothered by the world's chaos while others crumble under pressure? The answer might lie in The Subtle Art of Not Giving AF. This book isn't about apathy or indifference, contrary to what the title might suggest. Instead, it's about being comfortable with being different. It's about embracing the beauty of our individuality and not succumbing to the pressures of societal norms that often rob us of our happiness and peace. Let's delve a bit deeper. This book, penned by the insightful Mark Manson, embarks on a journey to redefine happiness and success. Manson, a popular blogger turned author, has a unique perspective on these subjects. He believes that happiness isn't about trying to tick off all the boxes of societal success. It's not about the perfect job, the perfect family, or the perfect social life. Instead, Manson argues that true happiness lies in the acceptance of one's flaws and imperfections. It's about acknowledging that we are not perfect, and that's perfectly okay. With this acceptance comes the freedom to pursue what truly matters to us, not what society dictates should matter. This perspective on success is equally unconventional. According to Manson, success isn't about accumulating wealth or status. Instead, it's about pursuing your passions and living a life true to yourself. It's about being fulfilled by the journey, not just the destination. It's about finding joy in the process, not just the outcome. So what's the subtle art of not giving AF? It's the mastery of selective attention. It's about choosing what to care about and what to disregard. It's about focusing on what truly matters to you and letting go of the rest. It's about not letting external factors dictate your internal state. This art isn't easy to master. It requires a lot of introspection and self-awareness. But once you get the hang of it, it can be incredibly liberating. As Manson says, the key to a good life is not giving AF about more. It's about giving AF about less. Giving AF about only what is true and immediate and important. Manson flips the traditional script on happiness and success, asking us to rethink our conventional wisdom. Embarking on a journey with Mark Manson's work, we find ourselves in an arena where the principles of happiness and success are beautifully dismantled and reconstructed in a counterintuitive fashion. Manson's approach to these seemingly elusive concepts is indeed a breath of fresh air in a world saturated with the doctrine of positive thinking. Manson bravely challenges the mainstream trend of positive thinking, which dictates that we must always visualize success, embrace optimism, and purge negativity from our lives. Yet Manson courageously rejects this idea, instead advocating for a more grounded and realistic approach to life. He emphasizes that life is not always rainbows and butterflies. It is also filled with storms and thorns, and we must acknowledge this reality. Manson proposes that the key to a happy life is not in the avoidance of problems, but in the acceptance and even the embrace of them. He argues that problems are not obstacles to our happiness, but rather the means through which we achieve it. By confronting our problems, we learn, grow, and become better equipped to handle future challenges. He also suggests that the pursuit of happiness shouldn't be our primary goal. Instead, we should focus on finding something meaningful to struggle for, as it's the struggle that gives our lives purpose and direction. Manson's philosophy is not about achieving a state of eternal bliss, but about finding satisfaction in the journey, with all its ups and downs. In a world that often sells us the illusion of a perfect life, Manson provides a refreshing and realistic perspective. He teaches us that it's okay to fail, to struggle, and to be vulnerable. It's through these experiences that we learn the most about ourselves and the world around us. Manson argues that it's our struggles and the pain that come with existence that actually give our lives meaning. This perspective, though unconventional, can be a liberating shift from the pressure to always be happy and successful. What if all your struggles, pain, and failures are actually the road to your success and happiness? A provocative question, isn't it? Yet, it's a central theme in Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving AF. Manson posits that life is essentially one long series of problems. Sounds grim, right? Yet he argues that the key to happiness and success lies not in avoiding these problems, but in choosing the right ones, the ones that align with our values and are worth the struggle. Let's explore this further. Imagine someone who dreams of becoming a famous musician. They might fantasize about the applause, the fame, the wealth, but are they willing to endure the years of practice, the rejections, the grueling tours, and the uncertainty of income? If they're not ready to embrace these struggles, then perhaps the dream isn't truly in alignment with their values. This is the crux of Manson's argument. It's not about the absence of struggles, but about finding the struggles you're willing to endure, the struggles that make sense for you. It's about choosing your battles wisely, with a keen understanding of what you value most in life. Consider the struggles you've faced in your life. Think about the pain, the failures, the disappointments. Now consider how these struggles have shaped you, how they've molded your character, your resilience, your grit. As Manson suggests, these struggles are not barriers to your happiness and success. They are the very path that leads to it. It's a radical shift in perspective, isn't it? To view struggles not as obstacles, but as opportunities. To understand that the value in life doesn't come from avoiding problems, but from engaging with them, from wrestling with them, from overcoming them. So the next time you find yourself in the midst of a struggle, remember Manson's words. Embrace the struggle. Let it shape you. Let it guide you towards your true values, towards your happiness and success. According to Manson, it's not about avoiding struggles, but choosing the struggles that make sense for us. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a vicious cycle of negative thoughts? Manson calls this the feedback loop from hell. Picture a hamster wheel. The hamster keeps running, but the wheel keeps spinning. It's a constant cycle that the hamster can't break free from. That's essentially what the feedback loop from hell is. It's a cycle of negativity that our minds can get trapped in, and it's a concept that Mark Manson explores in his book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F***. So how does this loop work? Well, it starts with a negative emotion. Let's say you're feeling anxious. That anxiety then leads to more negative emotions. You might start to feel bad about feeling anxious, which then leads to feeling anxious about feeling bad about feeling anxious. It's a cycle that keeps spiraling, feeding into itself, and it can feel impossible to break free. But Manson argues that it's not impossible. He offers some insightful tips for escaping this feedback loop. The first step is to recognize that you're stuck in the loop. Awareness is crucial here. If you're not aware of the cycle, you can't break free from it. Next, you need to understand that it's okay to feel negative emotions. They're a part of life and everyone experiences them. Manson suggests that we often get stuck in the feedback loop because we're trying to avoid or deny these feelings. But the more we try to push them away, the stronger they become. Finally, you need to accept these feelings, not just acknowledge them, but truly accept them. Feel them, experience them, and then let them pass. You see, negative emotions aren't inherently bad. They can actually be useful, helping us to grow and learn. So, if you find yourself stuck in the feedback loop from hell, remember Manson's advice. Recognize the loop, understand that it's okay to feel negative emotions, and then accept them. The key, Manson suggests, is not to avoid or deny these feelings, but to comfortably accept them. One of the key aspects of not giving AAF, according to Manson, is learning how to say no. Now, this might sound simple, but in reality, it's a skill that many of us struggle to master. Why? Because we've been programmed to believe that saying yes is polite, that it's the key to being liked, and that it's the path to opportunities. But here's the catch. Saying yes to everything is not only exhausting, it's also impossible. We can't be everything to everyone. We can't do everything all the time. And more importantly, not everything that we're asked to do aligns with our values or contributes to our happiness and success. This is where the subtle art of saying no comes in. Saying no is not about being rude or dismissive. It's about setting boundaries. It's about respecting our time, our energy, and our goals. It's about making a conscious choice about what we want to give AF about. Think about it. When you say no to a commitment that doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to something else that does. You're saying yes to your well-being. You're saying yes to your personal growth. You're saying yes to your dreams. Saying no also frees us from unnecessary stress and anxiety. It gives us the space to focus on what truly matters to us. It allows us to live a more fulfilling and less stressful life. As Manson puts it, the ability to say no is the heart of freedom. It's the freedom to choose, the freedom to prioritize, the freedom to be true to ourselves. So, the next time you feel the pressure to say yes, remember that it's okay to say no. Remember that it's your life, and you have the right to choose what you want to give AF about. If you enjoyed this summary and want to learn more about how to apply Manson's philosophy in your life, consider subscribing for more book summaries and insights. Remember, it's not about giving AF about everything, but about choosing what truly matters to you.